You're watching Tampa Bay On Demand, only on Bright House Network.
Hey guys, I'm Rachel Erickson at Orlando Speed World, and today I'm riding shotgun. If you've ever seen a police chase in a movie where the car fishtails around a corner, heck, you've probably done it in your own car at one time or another. Well, imagine doing that on purpose on a racetrack at high speeds. Welcome to the world of drifting.
Hi, I'm Jason Giovanni, and I'm a Florida grown drift racer.
I'm Jeremy Lowe, and I burn out around turns.
And I'm ready for a crash course in drifting. Wait, did I say crash? So how did drifting get started?
Several decades ago in Japan, they started sliding on the mountain roads. Eventually it turned into a street racing kind of competition between teenage drivers and everything else. They grew into a sport in Japan, and eventually it worked its way over to California and spread across the United States pretty heavily.
So how did you take this car and make it into a drifting car?
Well, this is a 1991 Nissan 240SX. Straight from the factory, they're able to slide at your local events for fun, but if you want to get in anything serious like we're going to do some today, I swapped the motor into the Japanese SR20 DET, which means it's a turbo motor now. It's got a lot more power.
It may look street legal, but this car is definitely made for the track. And when you drift competitively like you do, what is the judging based on?
Alright, in drifting there's three main judging categories: speed, line, and angle. Speed is exactly what it sounds like, how fast you're moving through the course and how fast it looks to the judges. The line is where you are in the course in relation to the next turn, and if it's the proper racing line you're on, and it will show because your speed will stay high. Angle is just like it sounds, how much angle you have in the direction of motion. So if you're going straight down the road and you're 90 degrees sideways, that's going to be a huge score.
Alright, buckle up guys, it's time to take to the track. Aside from being friends, Jason and Jeremy also tandem drift competitively and for exhibition. In tandem drifting, drivers are on the same track but don't actually race each other. Instead, it's all about showmanship and ultimately who's the better driver. Can you believe the guys are actually in control of these cars? I'll tell you, normally I'm an adrenaline junkie, but I'm starting to rethink this whole ride-along thing. So I have to... Well, I guess it's now or never. I think you can ride here. In the midst of burning some serious rubber, Jason attempts to tell me what it takes to make the car drift. Between trying to listen and screaming my head off, here's the gist of what I got. The first technique is the handbrake drift. He presses the clutch and the handbrake is pulled to induce traction loss. Then, he releases the clutch, countersteers, and presses the accelerator. The other is the clutch kick. This is a much more aggressive technique where you push in and out on the clutch, which causes the rear wheels to slip. Drivers like to use it to gain angle in a drift.
Yeah!
I don't know what to say. That was awesome. I don't know what else you can explain it. It's awesome. Well, guys, with the rise in Florida-based pro drifters, you too can get the chance to ride along. Many local tracks like Orlando Speed World charge a small fee during events and exhibitions so that you too can feel the rush.
Well, I think that's about enough fun for today.